Hi everybody, Ryan with Perry Family Travel here. Today I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you guys about airfare. Over the weekend, a small regional airline known as Silver Airways went defunct. They wound up canceling during the middle of the day, leaving lots of passengers stranded, and now you have people at the airport trying to figure out how are they going to get to their next destination. You may be thinking, well, I've never even heard of Silver Airways, so how does this affect me? Well, I will explain. So a lot of times when you're booking flights, you're thinking, okay, well, I booked this flight with United, not a problem. But what you don't realize is that a lot of flights don't actually go on the airline that you book the ticket says. So what happens is they share relationships with all these different airlines so they can book the flight on United's website or by calling United or through their app. And the ticket will say United, and then when you get there and you board the plane will say something different entirely. And that's what happened with Silver Airlines. They were partnered with United, so you might have a flight that you're thinking, okay, I'm going on United. You get there, now that airline is canceled, so how do you move on to your next destination? One example is they had a lot of people who were getting ready to board a flight out of Orlando to go to Pensacola. Well, since the airline was defunct, United still honored those tickets, but United didn't have any flights going direct from Orlando to Pensacola. So they had to put them on a plane to go all the way to Houston, and then from Houston back to Pensacola, which took hours on this short little trip. One of the things you can do is if you hire a qualified travel advisor, such as myself, we're going to look at those types of things and say, hey, maybe this is not the right airline for you to be taking based on where you're going. I try to look at ways to avoid using these ultra low cost carriers. While you might save a little bit of money in the beginning, it's going to cost you in the end, because there's a lot of times when things happen where these flights get delayed or canceled. You might think, well, I've been delayed by booking Delta or American or United. Yeah, that happens. But let's take, for example, say you're going to some Caribbean island to go to an all-inclusive resort for a week, and you only have that 1 week off, and then you got to get back to work. And the flight on a low-cost carrier such as Spirit or Frontier is only flying once a day, and that flight gets canceled. Now you can't get out to the next day, so you're going to lose a day of your vacation. So hopefully you've booked travel insurance, and that travel insurance will take care of the money that you lose by missing a day on your trip. And if you have to spend a night in a hotel there at the airport, your travel insurance can cover that as well. But you're still losing out on that day of your vacation. Now, let's say you booked that same flight, but on Delta or American or United or something like that, and they have 3 flights that day. If you book the first flight of the day and that flight gets canceled, you have 2 more chances to still get there to your vacation on time. These are things that I look at with everyone I book. You might have to pay a little bit more, but you have a lot more chances of things going right. And let's think about it. The most stressful part of any trip is the flight. You got to go through the TSA. You're standing in long lines. If you have children with you, especially young children, they might be tired and cranky, and their ears hurt from flying on the plane. And it can be difficult. And if you have to go through that, it really sets your trip off on a bad note and makes you kind of, not excited for your trip, and you're just dreading that flight. So let's look at ways to reduce the stress, limit the possibility of things going wrong. We never can just take that away. There's always going to be cancellations and delays, but we want to look at ways to, limit those delays. Like if you're going to be connecting through Atlanta and your flight is only 45 minutes, you have a 45-minute connection, you're most likely not going to make that. And if you do make that connection, your bags are probably not going to make it. So while we might be paying a little bit more, I'm going to look at ways to really minimize those chances of interruptions. We're going to look at ways to, give you more time to make those connections. And if it is a really tight connection and there's no way around it, I'm going to let you know, hey, you need to be sitting at the front of the plane. You need to run when you get off of there. Let me help you figure out where the terminal is and the gates, and maybe get you a map of that airport. Let you know, hey, you might want to use the bathroom on the plane because you're not going to have time to do it, because you're going to have to run as fast as you can to make that connection. And then we're going to look at travel insurance to really help cover you just in case something does go wrong. If you are traveling anywhere, anytime in the future, anywhere in the world, I can help you. So please make sure you reach out to one of us here at Perry Family Travel. And do me a favor, if you're not traveling, but you might have somebody who is, a friend or a relative that this might benefit, forward this video to them. Share the video across your platforms, and come back, because I will be putting out more content regularly. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye for now.